Hello, hello. Welcome to Top Shelf Backpacking. Today we're going over 5 gear items I regret buying. Before we get into them, if you're into backpacking, hiking, and all things outdoor, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you're notified every Tuesday and Sunday when I put out new content. Let's get into the list. Starting with number 1, we have my Osprey 3-liter water bladder. As a day hiker before I became a backpacker, I liked having quick access to the water, although I hated the kind of plastic rubbery taste I would get. But typically I always had one of these with me whether I was hiking or biking, so it seemed natural I'd want a big one when I got into backpacking. Trouble is, these are heavy. In the Northwest where I hiked a lot, I don't typically need to have 3 liters at any given point. Really hard to get out into a cup for making dinner and that kind of thing, and next to impossible to refill without fully taking it out of the bag and then struggling to get it back in. That and the added risk of it leaking and getting all my stuff wet is why I regret buying my 3-liter Osprey water bag. Next on the list, number 2 on the list is also water related, and that is my Katadyn BeFree water filter, which I had attached to my Canuck Vesica. Like the form factor of this, did struggle a little bit with my pockets. The biggest issue I had, and this is not an issue shared by everyone I've seen use these, is it clogged up fairly frequently. Don't know if it's the silty water in the Pacific Northwest or what, but I found myself struggling to get it to filter. Loved how lightweight and how small it was, but I just struggled to be able to clean it while out on trail. So this is the second item I regret buying. Next on the list, number 3 on the list, I can blame Darwin on the trail for, or myself for following just some random person's advice on YouTube. These are the Olympus from Altra. I had used the Lone Peaks for quite some time, but as Darwin said in his videos, he wanted a little more stack height for the rockier sections. I liked the, I want to say 25 millimeter in the Lone Peak for like duff, foresty areas, but anytime I got on rocks I found my feet would get awfully sore and I'd feel things poking through. So the 32 or 33 stack height seemed fantastic. Couple issues. One, how high this is in the back rubbed my heels. I usually wear no-show socks, and it would right up above those, so I had to wear different socks. Little annoying. The biggest issue I had is because of the large stack height. Sure, I didn't feel the rocks, also didn't feel anything. It's just big, pillowy, which sounds good, but it made me feel unstable, especially with the added height. More like kind of mild ankle rolls. So, although I've had these for years and years and I've tried to use them, even on road use, just training, still haven't been great. So, probably be kicking these to the curb here, since now I have the tents in my life. So, this is the third item I regret buying. Next on the list, number 4 on the list, I can blame Homemade Wanderlust for thinking I was nearly as tough as she was. And it is my Therm-a-Rest X-Therm. Sorry for the noise, part of the reason I don't like it, but it's a torso length. This was the first kind of legit inflatable pad I bought because I was going ultralight on my first 100 miles on the PCT. What I didn't realize is I am a side sleeper, so no matter how much bag I put under my feet, my knees hurt enough to wake me up at night and made for a fairly miserable trip. My feet didn't get cold having them on my pack like she recommended, but I just found this was too small. I'm not a tall guy, I'm 5'5". It just really was kind of too narrow and definitely too short, so this is the 4th item I regret buying. Next item on the list, number 5 on my list, is what I've used to carry all that gear, and that is my Light AF multi-day pack. Bought this on the pre-order, love the features, got the V-top pack strap, got the chair, and then dual pockets. This was my first kind of legit frameless pack. I did order it with a hip belt, which does attach nicely here. I use their fanny pack for that. Issues were I have love handles. These rubbed me something fierce. The other issues, I didn't really have my pack all that dialed in, so it really wasn't comfortable to carry, and it didn't fit a need in my kind of pack lineup. I did have the Gossamer Gear Murmur, which is a crazy super duper ultralight for when I wanted to try and run a total weight under 12 pounds total. And then I had my more traditional ultralight packs like my Z-Packs Arc Blast. Those really didn't fill a gap because it's heavier than the Gossamer Gear, but lighter and less comfortable than the Z-Packs. Because of that, I've only used it a handful of times. My goal this year is to try and take it out more. I've got my gear a little more dialed in. I've got some quilts I can take, a better sleeping system. So I want to try the much better shoulder straps compared to the Gossamer gear and see if I can get ultralight on trail there. But this is the 5th thing I regret buying. Those are the 5 items I regret buying. Comment down below what are some of the gear purchases you regret making and what you did with those pieces. Some of these I do plan on giving away or selling. Might give this to my niece, she's about that height. And this I might use on a bike packing trip or something, but these are probably going to find their way to Goodwill. For more information on all the items you've seen on this channel, visit my website, topshelfbackpacking.com. And until I see you again, cheers!